Well, good day, everyone, and welcome to Cards and Coffee with Toni. This is today's daily twin flame energetic tarot forecast for what is today? I believe today is Tuesday, June, it's the 14th or 15th. Or I'm sorry, 15th or 16th. I'm going to go with this the 15th. 2020. However, anytime you are watching this is exactly when you were meant to because time is limitless. So, cheers and welcome. All right, let's get going. Let's get out our sage. So, I want to say hello and welcome back to my returning subscribers. I hope you are all very well. I'm so pleased that you have come back. If you are new to my channel and you like what you see, I would be so honored if you would subscribe, or if you just want to get notifications, hit that little bell to receive notifications when I hit new content. All right, let's clear our table. We clear, we bless, we protect this space. 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 And I'm going to clear, bless, protect, activate, and fully align all my chakras and my energetic and auric grid systems. All right, beautiful. All right, now let's set the tone for this reading. Nice, that was very clear. Now let's set our intentions by calling forth in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We call forth our angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides. We ask you please be present with us during this reading. We ask that you please help us to understand and to interpret these messages as we receive them. So hello, everybody. Oh, it looks like I forgot to light a little incense. You always want to light incense anytime you burn sage or Palo Santo or any type of energy cleanse, because you want to replace the energy that you've removed with something positive. Otherwise, the energy can be replaced with any type of energy that's around it. So this is, incense is always a good recommendation. And this is cannabis incense. And no, it does not smell like the ganja. It actually smells very nice. And it's a very good incense to use when you're doing spell work for abundance, prosperity, or to get a new job or some kind of finance, anything like that. Home. It's good for blessing your home. It's good for your career. Cannabis is a very nice incense. Smell it sometime if you find it out in the wild. Okay, everybody, let's get going. So the way we're going to read is we will pull first for the divine feminine, then for the divine masculine, and lastly for the couple. So let's pull our first oracle cards. As always, if you like the decks you see, they will be linked below in the description. First card we're going to pull is from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle for my divine femmes. How is everybody doing this morning, or this afternoon, I should say? It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm a little bit running behind, and I apologize. Angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides. What messages do you have for my divine feminine today? All right, let's see what messages we have for our divine feminine. What oracle card we're going to start this reading out with today. This is one of those weeks where I have about 500 appointments. All right. Looks like we got, oh, you know what? We'll take it. We got two cards on the table. Number 2, her joy overcomes gravity. I love that. Aha! Interesting. Number 3, grandmother of love, granddaughter of life. I love this card. I've never seen this one before, so this is new to me. And I really think it's neat that y'all pulled first a 2 and then a 3, because this deck has been shuffled many, many times. So that's very cool. All right, let's see what you got. Number 2, her joy overcomes gravity. I love that. I just love that in general. All right, divine femme. Even the most difficult situations can heal, and the most painful past can be released, freeing you into a new life. Allow the Divine Mother to help you reconnect to your joy within, helping you to let go and start anew. Explore to discover what simple things you can do to bring happiness and pleasure. Give yourself permission to experience them. Create some light in your life. You can do this, and you deserve it. Remember that you can shine a light from where your own happiness shine a light from your own happiness to help others find the light, to lead them through their pain into healing. I have a term that I say, it's called being a flashlight. Be a flashlight. When you shine your light, you are a beacon of light, others will automatically just be attracted to that beacon of light, okay? Always be a flashlight. So, you will not help a drowning person by diving into the ocean and drowning along with them. Don't let another create negativity for you. Live your life with a sense of happiness, even in the smallest ways, and watch how your happiness increases. Did you know that joy is strong enough to overcome any darkness? Do you know that? Joy can overcome any darkness, I promise you. I have walked through some pretty deep and steep valleys in the past few years, and I can promise you, joy can overcome the strongest darkness, okay? I invite you to let go of the heaviness of fear and to embrace the lightness of joy. There's nothing so heavy that joy cannot heal it. Even the heaviest burdens can become light as a feather when you tap into pure joy. And the thing about joy, and the base of what that means is, that's a very Christ consciousness. That's very much Christ consciousness, and that's please understand that Christ consciousness. What that means is Christ consciousness is literally the connection between you and your higher self and God, and it's the ability to hear your higher self, and then for your higher self to speak to God. That's Christ consciousness. That's the highway we travel to talk to God, is through Christ consciousness, and you reach joy through Christ consciousness, and that's love, right? It's about understanding that all things in this life is just about love, really. And there's nothing that joy can't overcome. So her joy overcomes gravity. So no matter how deep, how low down and stuck to this ground you are, you're laying on the bathroom floor, even joy can't keep you on the bathroom floor. No, it can't. Now, we move from 2 to 3, and I really love that I pulled this particular card for my Divine Feminines because, in witchcraft we have the mother, the maiden, and the crone. Well, here's the maiden and here's the crone. And so this is a beautiful story about feminine love, all right? Number 3, grandmother of love, granddaughter of life. It is not what you have done that matters. It's what you do now. It's not who you believe yourself to have been that matters. It's how you choose to be now. If you have been punishing yourself in any way for a decision that you have made in your life or for some perceived failure, you are asked to adopt a more soulful perspective. Dispense with regrets, guilt, or shame as soon as you can give yourself permission to do so. Rather, ask yourself what can be learned, what can be forgiven, how you can love instead, and then move on. Just as the child naturally moves on from infancy to the next stages of life and the soul naturally grows in wisdom, the process of life experiences and expands. Give yourself permission to wobble. So, talking about wobbling, when we talk about a baby horse, when a colt is first born, it doesn't just come right out the mama horse and take off running. It stands there and it wobbles. It has to go through this wobble until it gets its legs underneath them, right? And in the big scheme of things, when you're going through these wobbles, maybe it's this humiliations or challenges, traumas, whatever those may be in the moment, it's not the full context of your life. Those wobbles are just a sentence. Not even a full paragraph, not even the entire book of your life. It's just a tiny little sentence of your life. When you are wobbling, you're growing into something that you've never done before, okay? And when you are wobbling and you're growing, you're being very brave. Be proud even when you stumble, because remember, that stumble is part of your success. And you have the great, the potential for your success in this lifetime is so much more than you could possibly grasp or comprehend, okay? So this card is telling you to let go of the past, to understand that when you're looking back at your past, that you were younger, that you only did as well as you could. And when you know better, you'll do better, right? Forgive yourself for those wobbles and understand, just like I said, those wobbles are just a sentence of your life. It's not a paragraph or that entire book. Learn the lessons, take what you can, and move on, all right? And it appears that since these two cards are together, I'm going to guess, Divine Feminine, that perhaps, you are looking back. We are in retrograde season. We are in eclipse season. So I'm not surprised to hear, Divine Feminine, that you are looking back. Maybe you're looking back over your choices and your behaviors in the past, and you're trying to learn your lessons, and you're trying to understand that you need to forgive yourself. Because believe me when I say the law of counterbalance here, of if you want forgiveness, you have to forgive. Okay, you cannot stay angry at everybody all the time, because if you do, guess what? Nobody is going to have grace, and nobody's ever going to forgive you. You have to forgive yourself first. Okay, and whatever it is that you did, obviously this is something that really knocked you off your feet, and it feels like it's just, even though you thought it was in the past, here it is, and it's come back to just kick you on your ass again, huh? And I want to remind you of two things. One, you were younger, and now you know better, and you can do better. There are lessons to be learned, and there's insights to be gained. Take what you can. Read the writing on the wall and leave the rest for someone else, okay? And second of all, don't let the past or whatever it is that you've been experiencing, don't let it keep you down. There is no such thing that joy cannot overcome. And how does one seek joy? How does one arrive to joy? Well, yesterday, actually, if you go back and you look at yesterday's reading, we talked about if one wants to make a decision, one needs to take their emotion off the table and get into alignment so that you can make that decision based on what is your highest and best good. Same thing can be said for this situation. If you're wallowing in looking backwards over your mistakes, and if while doing that or even if those mistakes have caused you to now currently be stuck in the present situation, being down, there's no such thing as being so far down that you can't get back up through joy. And so we have to work on our alignment. We have to work on listening to our higher self and tapping into that conversation with spirit and reaching for love, because one of the most beautiful things about having that personal connection to God and to Spirit through the Holy Spirit, and being able to talk to God through the Holy Spirit, that Christ consciousness, that connection to higher self, is that it brings you so much joy. I have never once sat down and had a conversation with myself and my higher self and spirit that I didn't leave feeling, in tears of joy, just blissed out, over the moon, happy, ecstatic, love like I've never known, right? And I'm a mom. I know what love is, okay? I'm telling you, there's no love greater than that, between the connection of you and yourself and spirit, and just the love that spirit has for you and that spirit gives to you. When you can tap into that, you can find joy. Oh yes, you can. There is no circumstance that you can't find joy in through. I promise you. I've walked through some deep valleys, and even in the deepest, darkest valleys, there was always, at the very bottom of those valleys, there's always just a pinpoint of light. And if you just find that beam of light, like I said, be a flashlight, be a beacon of light. Let others in their darkness find you in your light. There's always that flashlight. Look for that flashlight. All right, let's pull our first tarot for our Divine Femmes. We're going to be pulling from the Chrysalis Tarot by Toni Brooks. If you enjoyed this reading, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a like, or if you wanted to share this. I just thank you in advance. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides, what messages do you have for my Divine Feminines today? Ooh, Ace of Scrolls, Ace of Wands. I like that. That's creation and willpower. Yeah. Looks like you're going to have a very strong creative willpower day. Ooh, Seven of Stones, Seven of Pentacles. That's, having vision and making an investment and it, getting the reward from it. Last one we have, Knight of Stones. Y'all are pulling some heavy pentacle energy tonight. Knight of Stones. We have actually pulled him a lot this week. That's that Knight of Pentacles, that he's very efficient and methodical knight. I think actually Divine Femmes now. I think I've actually pulled it a couple times this week. All right, angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides. We need one card on the table, please, from my Divine Femmes. Tell them what they need to know about today, about this time of that they are watching this video. I hear Doctor Who in my head. Timey-wimey, wibbly wobbly. Timey-wimey, wibbly wobbly, gobbly stuff, I think. All right, we got the 6 of spirals. That's the 6 of wands. Okay, the wands. These are your fire signs, your Sagittarius, your Aries, and your Leo. Fire signs or fire cards represent your energy, creativity, and your life goals. All right. In this deck, this is one of my actual favorite cards within this deck. This 6 of spirals. Okay, first of all, this is just about victory and success and public rewards. But these are called Cluties, and I want to say it's Scotland. It could be Ireland. Let me look it up. They hang these little cloths that they have decorated. They hang them in a tree, I believe an ash tree, and it's to symbolize victories won. And they still do it today, and it's just a very successful. In the light of the full moon, 6 unfurled Cluties sway from the sacred hawthorn tree. The Celts tied bits of cloth called Cluties on trees near springs and wells where nature spirits dwell as a votive offering. And you're reading the 6 of spirals spells success. Persistence has paid off. A goal is accomplished. A wish is granted. Okay, so that's very important because I feel like some of you have recently been knocked off your feet, and I even feel that maybe the past is coming back to haunt you, and maybe you're living through. It may not necessarily be the past that's come back to haunt you, but I do kind of feel like that. Is kind of, but either way, some of you have definitely been knocked off your feet lately, and you're having a hard time even finding joy. And because of that, you're looking back over your choices and you're trying to learn what you can from that. And that's beautiful. Okay. We want to learn our lessons. We don't want to dwell in the past. We don't want to stay laying on the ground. We want to get up. We want to rise above and overcome that gravitous situation and find our joy. Right. Well, look. 6 of spirals, 6 of wands. So, like I said, this is success. This is just public recognition and victory. I'm having a hard time talking today. But also, I want to note this is the full moon. So we have a full moon coming up in about 2 weeks. So this could be that your success will come at that point during the full moon. But regardless, what I want to say is that even though you may be feeling very off balance, off kilter, do take what you can from that. Learn the lessons you can, because you are going to get success from those lessons learned, okay? At the bottom of, oh, goodness, y'all have got some serious fire energy in you today, Divine Feminines. 8 of spirals. Again, that's those wands. 8 of wands. This is rapid action, rapid movement, quick decisions, okay? So, methinks, if I had to guess, what this means is that you're going to learn what you got to learn from these lessons. Whatever it is that knocked you off your feet, you're going to learn what you have to learn. You're going to be able to look back and assess it very quickly. You're going to be able to achieve what you need to from those lessons. You're going to be a fast learner, and you're going to be able to move on, move past it. And look here again, full moon again, and you go from a 6 to an 8. So you go from having choices to having unlimited choices. So I think the sooner that you can process what it is that knocked you off your feet, Divine Feminine, maybe something just came out of left field today. The sooner that you can process that, the sooner that you can make heads and tails of that and move on and let it go, the sooner you'll have a successful day. I don't feel like whatever this is going to weigh down your overall day and the overall energy of your day. You are going to have an overall successful day. But the sooner that you can process this, whatever this is, and learn what you got to learn, I would suggest that you do it very, very quickly. Don't dwell, don't let it linger and hold over your entire day, okay? But again, you got 2 full moons on the table, so I do feel like the lessons that you're going to have learned from that are going to lead to future choices to be made, maybe even unlimited. You may be having a lot of choices coming at you very soon, as soon as, I really do believe there's not a coincidence that you drew back-to-back full moons here, okay? And both of these are fire signs. So definitely take some time right now to overview these lessons. Gain what you can and take what you can from it, okay? And pin it down, write it down. I would definitely suggest that you put to paper, here we have these little ribbons hanging from these trees, these hawthorn trees, right? These were here to remind us of these successes, and that's the point. They're to help us not forget, to help us to remember. So I would definitely suggest that you take whatever these lessons are. So, I mean, look, this is even showing writing on the wall here. Take that writing on the wall and write it down and put it somewhere where you can see it, because I do believe it's going to come in very useful and maybe very important in the next 2 weeks. Okay, sometime during the next 2 moons. I think whatever this is, you're going to see some very rapid action coming very soon from those lessons that you learned, Divine Feminine. That's exciting. I like that, Divine Feminine. I really do. That's an interesting reading. All right, Divine Masculine, you're up. My voice is cracking and popping, and please forgive me. Like I said, I have been running around all day, and I've done a lot of talking already. And it shows. All right, let's do our first oracle card. We're going to pull from Healing with the Angel Oracle, Doreen Virtue. All right. Angels, what messages do you have for my Divine Masculines today? Ooh, enchantment. I love that. That's beautiful. Enchantment is being very childlike, very curious, seeking things that are magical. You got 2 things on the table. You've got Guardian Angel, which for me, that's always your angels are here, letting you know this message is true from them. And playfulness is on the table. And that actually fell on the table. The angels want you to hear them say that they want you to be playful. All right, one more shuffle. All right, let's get the deck one more time. Emerging. Ooh, for some of you, you've got emerging gifts coming, clairvoyant gifts. Maybe clear vision, clear hearing, clear sight, gift of mediumship, healing. But some of you, Divine Masculine, have got emerging new gifts, emerging new powers, if you will. I mean, I don't like to call them powers because that sounds like you have control over someone besides yourself. There we go. All right. Surrender and released, Divine Masculine. I love this. This is this beautiful green energy, color, let me get my words straight. This beautiful green heart chakra. For some reason, those words, I could see them, but I couldn't find them. Heart chakra. Beautiful heart chakra energy. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, friendship. Friendship, I like that. All right, so surrender and release. Divine Masculine, surrender and release. When you hold on tightly to a part of your life that's not working, it has no room to heal. Whether you're unhappy with your love life, your finances, career, home, or your health, this card asks you to let go. If you hang on to these aspects of your life because of fears such as, what if I can't find someone or something better, then this situation is only going to get worse. However, if you're willing to open your hands and allow the situation to be freed, one of 2 situations will occur. Either it will be washed away from you and replaced by a better situation, or the situation will heal in miraculous ways. By drawing this card, the angels ask you to try not to control the outcome of your troubling situation. Let go and let God help you. Beautiful. Surrender and release. That is a very, very specific message. Divine Masculine, you are being called upon to surrender and release. I love that. Let's see what you need to surrender and release. Some of you probably already know what you need to surrender and release, but some of you may be unsure, so let's see if we can get a little clarity about that. We're going to pull from the Universal Weight, or the Rider Weight, or the Rider Tarot. I'm not sure how it's listed. I believe it's the Rider Tarot these days. Angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides, what messages do you have? Okay, 5 of Wands. So some of my divine masculine have been definitely having a lot of conflict lately. Okay, and maybe button heads, perhaps some competition, maybe some rivalry. I didn't show you what it was, but I can show you because it's on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, 3 of Swords. Well, maybe that competition's led to a little heartbreak, a little suffering, a little grief, perhaps. Oh, followed up by 8 of Pentacles. Interesting, because that's about getting like an education or maybe craftsmanship. All right, angels, ancestors, guardians, guides. We need 1 card on the table, please, for my divine masculines. Okay. No, that is way too many, but boy, does that tell a story. Let me ask y'all, before we get to this, we find out what it is y'all need to surrender and release. Divine masculine, y'all been fighting some battles the last few weeks, haven't you? And honestly, I do feel like the divine masculine has been standing back and protecting the divine feminine, as the divine feminine has been helping us as a global community heal from the sins of our past. The divine masculine has been standing back and protecting her. And I think that is probably a lot of what I'm seeing here. And interestingly enough, we pulled number 4, the Emperor. All right. So, divine masculine. This is that Aries energy again with the fire signs. So, fire signs represent, like I said, this is your energy, your creativity, and your life force. So, even over here with all this fire energy on the table, I feel like for both my divine masculines and feminines that today or whenever it is you are watching this, you are very much focusing on your creativity and perhaps even the own energy that, is your own life right now. You're creating, I feel for a lot of you, you're co-creating together. There's a lot of, I hear that word a lot, it's just very strongly in my head. There's a lot of co-creation right now. I do want to warn that this is fire energy, so let's be careful, because while fire energy can be great as a Sagittarius, I speak from knowing that it can be great for, lighting that fire and that spark and getting going, but fire can also burn you down. So just be careful not to go too far, not too far, but not to, while you're co-creating this life, know when it's okay to stop, take a break, and take a nap, okay? Let's be aware of each other's energy boundaries, okay? That's all I want to say. Now, divine masculine, back to the Emperor. Okay. He is very authoritative. He is very structured and control. He represents, your fatherhood, and he's kind of that ultimate authority figure, right? He has a very solid foundation. Now, so it's interesting because we pull it underneath surrender and release. And then, like I said, this is the Emperor, and he is a father figure. For some of you, it could be that you've got some daddy issues you need to work through. Maybe some authority issues you need to work through. I know for some of us, me, we have issues with respecting authority, perhaps, that we need to work through. So, divine masculines, you are being asked to surrender and release issues right now that surround you involving authority, structure, control. Trying to think of other things. So that's interesting, because I was just talking about how I feel like you are both in co-creation mode together. You're both pulling a lot of strong fire energy together. So the more interesting aspect is that the divine masculine is being asked to surrender and release control and authority and structure issues. So it's almost like he's being told that he needs to back off of the actual design of this co-creation. Maybe he's not the architect, maybe he's the construction crew, or maybe he's the bank who finances it, but he's not the one who designs the building that's being built, right? So I do feel like Divine Masculine's message for you here is to release control over this co-creation that you have with your Divine Feminine today, and let her maybe lead the charge a little bit. It doesn't mean that she needs to be, the final say and the only voice in this. It just means maybe step back and let her drive today for a little bit, and let her take the reins for a little bit and see how that goes. Now, at the bottom of the deck, and that is interesting, Two of Swords in reverse. Swords, these are your air signs, your Gemini, your Libra, and your Aquarius. These are representative of the astral planet. I can't talk today, y'all. Astral plane, your thoughts and your focus. Okay, your Two of Swords. This is, there can be a little confusion energy. Okay, so I just said perhaps they're Divine Masculine. You need to maybe just back up a little bit when it comes to control and structure when co-creating today, when working with, your Empress. Maybe back up a little bit and give her a little bit more control. I don't want to say authority, because that's definitely not the right word. Give her a little bit more control, because if you don't let her, there can be such a thing as too many cooks in the kitchen, and the cards are asking you to let her maybe make the final judgment call or have a little bit more control, because if you don't, this is on the table, okay? This is confusion. This is no right choice, and that's not what we want. We want very clear cut choices, right? If the two of you are co-creating, and it's interesting that you would draw a two because it's co-creation. If you're co-creating together, you don't need confusion, all right? We need very clear cut choices made that you both can agree with and feel comfortable with, and support each other on. So I'm asking you today, Divine Masculine, maybe to surrender and to release full control, and let our Divine Feminine step into here. Maybe she made some mistakes in the past, but she has looked back, she has learned from those mistakes. She's learned a lot of lessons from that mistake, and this time she's going to be successful. Like I said, she's got that full moon twice on the table. Whatever the success is, it's going to be coming in the next 2 weeks. And it's going to be coming very, very rapidly. This Eight of Wands, rapid action, movement, and quick decision. So let her make some choices here. Step back and let her have a little bit of control this time, okay? All right, now we're going to pull for our twin flame, your relationship. This is for both of you. All right, 20s. First card we're going to pull from is Getting into the Vortex by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Talk about a pair of twin flames, those two. I don't know that they were. Just saying they could have been. All right, Abraham, what messages do you have for my twin flames today? Wow, that was just sad. Okay. Well, that deck did not feel like shuffling in that manner. All right, Abraham. We need one card on the table, please, for my twins. We got all sorts of cards flipping here, don't we? None of them are flying out, though. That card. All right, what did we pull? Number 1. Are y'all kidding me? Are y'all kidding me? That is insane. Look. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Wow. Wow. That's pretty wild, to be honest with you. That doesn't happen very often. Wow. Okay. Number 1. My life is about my relationships. Y'all, yeah. Y'all are going to be in some Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. Y'all are going to be in some co-creation mood today, aren't you? Yeah, you are. My life is about my relationships. You will never find yourself in a point in time when the subject of relationships is not an active part of your new experience. For everything you perceive or you notice or you know is because of your relationship with something else. Without a comparative experience, you would be unable to perceive or focus any kind of understanding within yourself. Therefore, it is accurate to say that without relationships, you could not exist at all. So they're talking about not just your physical relationship, but your relationship to things. So it's my relationship with this space that gives me this table here and these cards here and my hands sitting here and this ring sitting on it and this cup of coffee. This is my relationship that I'm having within this time and this space and this dimension and this matter around me. Okay, this is very much a relationship I'm having with you right now. You and I are having a conversation through these cards and through the internet and through YouTube. All these things we are having a relationship with. So very much your life is about the relationship that you have with everything all around you all day long. Without a comparative experience, you would be able to perceive or focus on any understanding within yourself. In other words, if you have nothing to compare the experience you're having to, then you cannot understand what is happening to you, okay? If I've never eaten a piece of bread, well, then I can't compare what a piece of bread tastes like to an apple now, can I? That's what we're saying. Without comparative experiences, you have no understanding. You would not be able to perceive any kind of understanding within yourself. So everything you have is teaching you what you do like, what you don't like. It's comparing the experience you're having now to an experience you've had before. And that experience that you're having right now is preparing you for an experience that you're having in the future. And this is a never-ending relationship experience that you have all day, every day. And that, the sum of all those relationships, that sum of everything is your life. Okay? So, what do you want your life to be? Number one, what do you want? What do you want for you? What do you want for you? Step one. Y'all remember that song? Whenever I believe my work is done, then I start back at one. Remember that, Brian McKnight? Step one, step two, step three. All right, well, here we are. Y'all are creating today. Y'all are going to be doing a dance. I almost feel like I'm giving you instructions. Step one to the left, step two to the right. Cha-cha-cha. Ooh, y'all, it has been a long day. Can you tell? Let's have a sip of coffee. All right. Let's pull one more oracle card for this reading. We're going to pull from the Romance Angels oracle cards. Angels. What you want to tell my divine twins today? Reconciliation. Ooh, I like that. So it looks like some of you, in fact, have learned from your past. You're ready to surrender and release control and confusion energy, and you're ready to find some success and move on quickly and refocus your life. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from what you expect it to look like. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind about the path you're on, you know? You may think you're on one path, but you may be on an entirely different path. You don't know. Love yourself first. That's right. Love yourself first. Because if you can't love yourself first, what is the point of anybody else loving you? How can you expect anybody to love you if you don't love yourself first? You are the most important person in your own world. Respect that. Angels, we need one card on the table, please. What messages do you have for our twin flames today? I'm going to try to get tomorrow's reading out much sooner. All right, we have keep an open mind again. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. This doesn't necessarily have to be your soulmate. It can be, like I said, I have a feeling y'all are co-creating and y'all are, you've worked through the past. Maybe in the past you had something that knocked you off your feet. You've worked through it. You learned your lessons, and now y'all are ready to move forward. You're ready to create this life where your relationships are at the center of it, and work together. You're ready to surrender and release the past and these control issues and these confusion issues that you were bringing to the table. You're ready to walk away from that and to get some success coming soon. Well, I want you to know all of that can happen, but you must keep an open mind to what that can look like. Do not be rigid in what you think the outcome is going to be. Be very flexible and be willing to say yes to just the possibility. Don't shoot everything down or immediately with a no. Just at least give something a try. All right. At the bottom of the deck, y'all, we pulled this yesterday. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Y'all need to be playing more. You need to be flirting with each other more. I have a feeling for some of you that you went through a kind of a rough time, maybe. Maybe like I said, it looks like especially my divine feminines, divine feminine, you may have been knocked off your butt in the distant past, recent past, the past year, past few months has probably knocked you off your butt. Well, now you're ready to calibrate and learn what you can and move forward, because you are ready, because honey, baby, success is on the table. Success is coming, okay? You got a lot of success coming. You got a lot of success coming soon, okay? So I know it's probably been heavy, and it looks like the divine masculine needs to work on some control issues that he needs to let go of. But I think that if y'all can understand that there is no gravity that joy cannot overcome, and if you two could maybe flirt with each other, or maybe even flirt. Oh, I just heard an interesting message. Flirt with keeping an open mind. Flirt with something new. Maybe, okay, I'm going to use this as a real life example. Right now, we are in the process of moving. We've been out house hunting, and we have looked at 10 billion houses, it feels like, already. They're all starting to blur together and look exactly the same. And, maybe the problem is that I'm not keeping an open mind, and maybe I need to flirt with the idea of looking outside of the areas I've been looking in, and flirt with, something new, something different that I wouldn't normally look at. Keep an open mind. Maybe the right house is in a whole nother area that I would never even consider. So maybe I just need to keep an open mind and get out there and try something new, right? Okay. Let's draw some tarot. All right, divine twins. My twin flames. We're going to pull from the Paulina Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. Angels, ancestors, guardians, guides. What messages do we have? Strength. Yeah, Leo in the house. Leo season is coming up, and I am honestly kind of excited for Leo season this year. I think this is going to be a interesting Leo season. Page of Wands. Page of Wands. He's very enthusiastic. Goodness, that's a terrible shuffle. He's a free spirit. I'm looking for a new love, baby. Yeah, I think that just from those three cards I got while cutting the deck, I feel like y'all are absolutely about to start a new life together, start a whole new chapter in your book, right? Like, remember, we were talking about, sentences and paragraphs and books. Well, I think you got a whole new chapter coming. I think y'all are ready to move on, that you found the strength, the courage to move forward. You pulled, that Knight of Wands. He's a very action, or no, it was Page of Wands, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. He's very fearless and excited, and he's out there, yeah, I have a feeling y'all have got some new adventures on the horizon, twin flames. I think tonight, here, let Toni give y'all some suggestions, some advice. Tonight is a good night to sit down and have some heart-to-heart conversations about the direction and the future that you're headed. Because I think y'all are about to turn a page onto a new chapter. And it's time to put down the past and move forward. I do. I think so. I think you need to keep an open mind and flirt with new possibilities. Flirt with ideas that you've never would have considered before, all right? And then I just said you need to flirt with new possibilities, and we'll look what lands on the table. Magician, number 1. That's crazy. You pulled the Magician number 1 under card number 1. My life is about my relationships. All right, angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides. We need 2 more cards, please. Okay. Beautiful, the 8 of Pentacles. Well, that's funny, pulling that underneath that card. All right, 1 more card on the table, please. Oh, there it is. King of Swords. Really? Okay, and then at the bottom of the deck, the Knight of Pentacles again. Okay, twins. Interesting. Let's go. Right, twin flames. Today is very much about your relationships. It's about creating a life and getting your life in alignment so that the relationships you have with all the things around you are in alignment with your own energy. Okay? It's very important. It's called being in the vortex. And then look here. The Magician in reverse. Okay, so the Magician in reverse. Now, again, Aries. You've got fire signs just surrounding this table. Tons and tons of fire signs here. Okay. In reverse, the magician, he can be a little bit, okay, so, if he was heads up, he would be, about creating a new life and just, creating the life of your dreams, or just, having the magic within you. But in reverse, it can be about maybe some poor planning or some, maybe a little deception, a little manipulation. And so I feel like in the past, twins, though the 2 of you were maybe on the same page, you came together individually and knew that you wanted to create a life together. Perhaps, you've got this card in reverse. So even though you both wanted to create some magic, you weren't co-creating. You were each standing independent of each other, creating lives. Even if you lived in the same house, Divine Feminine, you're over here creating your life, and Divine Masculine, you're over here creating your life, and you just happen to be under the same roof. Okay, you weren't creating lives together, okay? And so while there may have been magic in the air, I don't think you 2 were sharing it very freely, and the relationship between you, there was none of this creation magic between you. Okay, so this is the past, moving into the present. Keep an open mind. And then again, here now we have in reverse the 8 of Pentacles. But Pentacles, and I don't think I've even mentioned this yet, Pentacles are your earth signs. So your Virgo, your Taurus, your Capricorn, okay? 8 of Pentacles in reverse. This can be about having perfectionism. It can be a little bit of uninspired action, of being unmotivated, okay? So that it's underneath, keep an open mind. Like I said, this is lack of focus. So I think okay, I see it. While, like I said, Divine Masculine, we need you to surrender and release control so that you don't bring confusion energy to the table. And Divine Feminine, we need you to, maybe come to the table with laying down the past, trying to raise our vibrations and recognize the lessons that we've learned so that we can get success, right? Well, as the 2 of you are coming together to create this new life together, not independent of each other, but together, we're asking you to keep an open mind, but also to try to stay focused. Because, see, when you're in reverse, this 8 of Pentacles in reverse is a lack of focus. So I feel like one of you perhaps needs to... Here's the message I hear in my head. What I hear is if one of you starts planning and the other one goes off on a tangent, the person who's planning needs to lovingly and calmly, yet firmly and gently, bring back the person who went off on a tangent back onto the path. And keep them from getting distracted and help them keep focus, okay? Because I do want you to keep an open mind. The problem with keeping an open mind is that it's very easy to lose focus. Maybe, where before you were only, let's say you're looking for houses and you're only looking on street 1 and you never wanted to look on street 2 or 3. Well, now as they keep an open mind, well, now you don't just want to look on street 2 and 3. Now you want to look on street 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. That energy gets to be a little confused, a little scattered, a little, we need you, while we want you to keep an open mind, we don't want you to be so open that you're scattered, okay? So let's make sure that we are keeping our energy, again, in alignment. That's the key here. While we want you to keep your energy an open mind, we don't want you to get out of alignment. So make sure that while you're working on co-creating, that both of you come to the table already having done the work to get yourself into alignment, to know what your goals are and what they should be, okay? Moving into the future, this is beautiful. King of Swords. This is that air signs, your Gemini, your Libra, your Aquarius. The King of Swords, he's that king, I believe we pulled him yesterday. He's the king that puts his head over his heart, right? He's very disciplined. He's very truthful. And he's very clear thinking. And this is such a great card to follow after this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, because, like I said, this is a little bit of lack of focus. Well, this King of Swords couldn't be more focused. Okay. So the great news is that even if right now, tonight, while you two are coming together and you're working on recognizing that perhaps in the past you did recognize that you want a life together, you maybe went about it the wrong way. Maybe you weren't in your true alignment and you weren't walking in your highest truth. And because of that, though you built a life, it didn't turn out to be the life you want. Well, now you're ready to start over and fix it and correct those mistakes and move forward. Let's just keep an open mind. And know that as long as we keep an open mind, we will stay, and we stay in our alignment, we're going to be able to focus exactly and narrow it straight down to what we want. We're going to get exactly what not just our heart needs, but our head needs. And that is so crucial, because while it's super important for our success and our abundance to come from our heart being in alignment, we also need our head to be in alignment. We need our head, our heart, and our root chakras to all be straight, right? Because what good does it do if one of them's out of balance, okay? And that's what this is, all right? So if you two will come together and work together, you're going to be able to come up with a crystal clear plan of how to move forward and to achieve, and I do mean achieve, full success, family celebration, harmony, and not just success, but that success, this clear-cut plan that you're going to get is coming soon. I'm saying as soon as the next 2 weeks. Now, interesting though, let's finish off this reading by talking about what's at the bottom of this deck. I always say what's at the bottom of the deck is what's at the root of the cause, what's underneath, what's causing all this. Dude, how many times are we going to pull this Knight of Pentacles this week? Knight of Pentacles. He's a very efficient, a very methodical, conservative, hardworking knight. He wants to make that money. He is not a knight who's just going to ride in and ride out. He's very efficient and responsible. And so, Divine Twin Flames, I'm here to tell you that if you will take the time today, tonight, sit down with each other and get real clear, keep an open mind, but surrender and release the past, surrender and release those lessons that you've learned. Learn what you learned, but release the pain and the past. Let it go. Keep an open mind to the future. Sit down and talk and come up with a plan, because you've got the Knight of Pentacles under you. You've got right now the perfect time to sit down and come up with a methodical, efficient plan. A plan that is going to help you get crystal clear on what you want, and it's going to help you have so much success. I almost want to say infinite success. There is so much abundance, so much prosperity on this table if you will just flirt with the idea of keeping an open mind, okay? Because you're about to get some real clear answers. And the answers that you seek for both of you, for your family, and for your future of your relationship, it's coming. It's coming. Just keep an open mind and listen to the answers. All right. I hope you found this helpful. And if you did, I would love it if you give me a thumbs up, or if you would share this, leave me a comment if you would, if you have any questions, or you just want to chat. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, come back tomorrow for more daily twin flame tarot guidance. Know that I love you. And until tomorrow, keep on praying. See y'all tomorrow.